Okay, so all of my entries will be a little different. Each one will be labeled. Like one might be like update on natural hair. You can see how wild and crazy this stuff looks now. So, um, or update on baby making or blah blah blah. This is an update on health plans, and also, well, a short one. But I also really wanted to share with you that other people, not that we don't already know that there are other people out there in our Christian walk as passionate as we are in our own walk. But, just for those of you who are wondering if there are other people on that level where they just really, really are not about rules and religion, but about that personal relationship with Christ and where they just really connect with God. And so we prayed earlier after we read Romans. I don't know how many of you know, but there's an app out there. It's called the Bible app, but it's by YouVersion, and it's amazing. I like it because I can do Bible study with my cousin from miles away and stuff like that. It's just really awesome. It's a huge blessing, I feel like. And me and my husband, no matter where he is, because he drives for a living, he can be somewhere in another town or whatever, and we can still read the same thing and exchange notes on there and highlights, and when he gets home, we can communicate. But we still, like the joy and the privilege and blessing of being able to sit down and read together. And so last month we did the Acts adult journey, and it was profound. It had a really huge effect on our marriage and our spiritual walk together. And so we decided that we wanted to do books together because we have always Bible hopped. We've not Bible, but Bible book hopped. We've been reading the Bible together since we met. We bonded over the Bible, and the rest is history. But we would always hop from book to book. We would just randomly open the Bible and start reading and be like, oh man, this is so good. You got to read this. Grab your Bible or come over here and check this out. So tonight we started Romans together. We're doing it on YouVersion for when we're away from each other, but we're also in the actual physical Bibles that we have here at home. And it is so good. So good. Romans is awesome. Not that every book of the Bible isn't awesome, but Romans is amazing. So anyway, we after we read, we prayed. And when we prayed, normally it's like, who's going to close us out? Who's going to open us up with prayer? Is it going to be you? Is it going to be me? Not like bouncing the ball around, but I'll just always ask, because he's the leader or the head over the household. I'm always like, do you want to pray us in or should I? Or do you want to pray us out or should I? Well, tonight he was like so anxious that while I'm still making highlights and notes on my YouVersion app and closing my physical Bible, he's like, come on, I really want to pray. And he's all excited. I'm like, well, me too. I'm fired up just from reading Romans. It's that good. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll both pray. I'll pray after you. So he prayed. And when I prayed, everything was, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so, like the list was like this long. And it's like, I thank you for, I thank you for, I thank you for this. I thank you that you're going to do that. I thank you that you're God. And literally the list is so long that I'm glad that God knows my heart, because my mouth can't possibly express the gratitude that I'm just overflowing with at this moment. And at the end of the prayer, he looked at me and he said, you're having one of those moments. You have your moments. And I'm like, what moments? He's like, you have those thank you moments. He's like, you know how I have my moments, and he did this, because there are times when we can be getting ready for church. We can be literally in the parking lot at Walmart, and this dude will hit his knees and start praying and just go into full worship mode, and I'm like, okay, it doesn't bother me. I think that yielding to God, tugging at your heart, is more important than worrying about where you are or what you're doing or what the world thinks of you. So I think that's awesome. And so I call those Tim moments. And so he says I have thank you moments where for 10 minutes straight I can just thank God and go down the list. And so what I wanted to share with you is that it is important to have an attitude of gratitude, but it's even more important as we're learning to have a livelihood about God, to not let praying and reading the Bible become a routine or a chore, but to let it be from your heart every time, because the more you open your heart to God, the more He can pour into your heart. And what happens when I pray like that is that God starts reminding me of all the good things He's done for me, all the things He's brought me out of, and so it becomes a continual thanks of a prayer. It's, I thank you for bringing me out of this. I thank you that you're faithful when we're not. Even things that He hasn't done yet, instead of asking for them, not an assumption of presumption or whatever you call that. I'm not like assuming that, well, I just know you're going to do that because that's what I want. Not like that. But, there are things, promises that God made in His word and promises He's made to me or put in my heart. And at that point, I go into that, or if He reveals something to me during prayer, it's like, well, I thank you that you're going to do that. Because He's just that awesome. He's the God of the universe. And it's like, yeah, I thank you that nothing's too big or too small for you. And so it's continual thanks, and that's straight from the heart, but what I'm hoping is that my heart gets so wrapped up in God as, ASAP. I'm hoping that tomorrow I wake up like this, but even if it doesn't happen, I'm aiming for it to the point where my heart is so wrapped up in God that I stop asking Him for things and literally start asking Him, what can I do for you, God? What can I give you of me? I don't have much because you hold everything in your hands, but what can I give you? When I get home from church, Sunday is my lazy day, but what can I give you? Is there more prayer time? Is there more time in the Word? Is there more worship? What can I give you? What do I have that I can offer you? Is there a sacrifice? Is there anything? Can I go out and help one of the fallen or the lost or somebody you can put on my heart? Can I go stand on the street corner and shout your word? Whatever, So, man, God is just awesome. His word is awesome. I encourage anybody watching this to get in His word, to get into prayer, to get into worship, and just give Him your heart, give Him your all, because He gave us His all when He sent His Son for us. So, that's that. That's where I am in my spiritual walk, or me and my husband are in our spiritual walk. I would have him in here, talking, but he's asleep because he's got to go to work. And my background's a little dirty because I need to clean. I was in the middle of cleaning, and then I got a phone call, and then we had to get in the Word, and that comes first. So before I go clean, aside from the spiritual stuff that is just amazing, man, God is just awesome. A health update, which is really tiny. I might not even tag that in here because it's insignificant, the little bit I'm going to mention. I have been hypoglycemic for years. I recently found out I'm a diabetic and my sugar doesn't spike. It just stays very low all the time. But I get neuropathy pains, like really, really bad. I get nerve pain. So I ate Oreos earlier, and the little packs like this, and by the time I got up to get in the shower, I had sharp pains shooting through my legs, and my feet hurt so bad I could barely walk. And I was just like, I watch my mom sit up sometimes for a whole night because she can't sleep because she's in so much pain, and I'm like, I don't want to be like that, and I don't want to be such a slave to what tastes good to me that I can't help but deal with pain because I can't stop eating that, or because I had to have that one cookie. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't bother me every time I eat sweet stuff, but I tend to eat the wrong sweet stuff and I overindulge. I'm a big girl and I'm just, I just gorge sometimes. And so I just made a decision, like a concrete decision. Not that I'm going to flash diet or whatever for like a month. No, I mean literally from here on out, that's it. Health food, and I don't mean eating like a rabbit, but, I just want to make a change, a lifestyle change for the better. I want to be active, even if it's just literally walking around my apartment complex repeatedly. I don't care what it is. I just want to be healthy. So I've decided to start eating healthier and cut out, not all, but as many breads and grains and stuff like that as I can, and to start portion control, incorporate more fresh fruit and veggies in my diet, less processed food, and way less junk food and sweets, and cut soda down to a very minimum, and try to do all natural fruit juices with no added sugar, no corn syrup, stuff like that. So that's my goal, and I believe I can do it. So I might even take y'all on a grocery shopping trip with me. So we'll see how it goes.